First, the top headline. Early morning storm wreaks havoc in Manipur, several houses damaged. As the demand for Meitei gates filling, Manipur High Court directs state government to submit recommendation to center. CM Biren inaugurates 2-week-long free children heart surgery camp. Stampede kills 78 people in Yemen's capital Sana'a during distribution of the charity for Ramadan. And a K-pop star Moonbin dies at the age of 25 in a suspected suicide. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to ELITETV. I'm Pari Yendrembam giving you 12:30 p.m. English news. Now, before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government. Wear a face mask when out in public, wash hands regularly and maintain a minimum distance of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV also requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play your part in the fight against COVID-19. Now, the news in detail. Several houses were damaged by the early morning storm accompanied by rain that swept through the various parts of the northeastern state Manipur. However, no human casualties were reported in the storm, which wreaked havoc in many villages. People familiar with the matter said, Manipur usually witnesses strong winds accompanied by the light rains in the first week of May, but for the past 3-4 years, the people have been witnessing such events in the month of April. The storm accompanied by rain that took place around 1 a.m. on Thursday damaged more than 30 houses at the Senzam Kuno and Senzam Sapro in Imphal West district. Many trees were also uprooted or their branches were felled and on power supply were widely disrupted in some pockets of Imphal, the state capital, according to reports. The Manipur High Court has directed the state government to submit recommendation for the inclusions of the Meitei in the scheduled tribe SD list. The Manipur High Court has directed the state government to submit recommendations regarding inclusion of the Meitei in the SD list to the Union Ministry of the Tribal Affairs. The Manipur government has been asked by the High Court to submit the recommendation with 4 weeks. Notably, inclusion of the Meitei community of the Manipur in the SD list is one of the long-standing demands of the several civil society organizations in the state. However, many tribal-based CSOs, particularly student bodies like the ANSAM and the KSO, had raised strong objection on the demands of the inclusion of the Meitei in the SD list. On April 17, the Scheduled Tribe Demand Committee of Manipur, SDDCM, had submitted a memorandum to Outer Manipur MP Lorho S. Foji, demanding the inclusion of the Meitei in the SD list. Meitei community, which is an indigenous community of Manipur, fulfills the criteria required to be included in the SD list. In order to save the Meitei from becoming a minority and living like a refugee in their own land, SDDCM demanded the inclusion of the Meitei in the SD list, the SDDCM stated. Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Arjun Munda on Wednesday lauded the tribal people of the state for keeping the alive culture, the tradition inherited from their forefathers. The Union Minister was addressing the closing function of the 2-day 5th state level Hun festival of the Thadok tribe held at the Thomas ground of the Kangpokpi district. Governor Anusuya Uike was also present at the event. The Hun festival is one of the biggest festivals of the Thado community. During the festival celebrated at the start of a year, the community offers prayer for a prosperous and a fruitful year ahead. Young children praying on their grandparents for blessing is one of the important features of the festival. At the event, the Union Minister stated that culture is their identity and urged the tribal people to protect and preserve their culture, values and dialects. Arjun Munda urges people to keep their tradition and culture alive. He said that tribal people are leading a happy life anywhere they live and added that the central government under the leadership of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is implementing various welfare projects and schemes to improve the living standards of the tribal people across the country. The central government, he said, is working at its best to protect and preserve the culture and the tradition of the tribal people, including their dialects. The central government has been giving special emphasis on the preserving the culture and the tradition of the tribal people across the country. In the new education policy framed by the center, especially chapters highlighting the cultural heritages of the tribal have also been included, he said. Chief Minister Enhancement on Wednesday inaugurated a 2-week-long free children heart surgery camp and honored the team from the William Novick Global Cardiac Alliance (NCA) USA by declaring them as a state guest. The free children heart surgery camp is jointly organized by the Sky Hospital and Private Limited, Research Center Private Limited in association with the William Novick Global Cardiac Alliance (NCA) USA and the Manipur Heart Foundation. Speaking at the inaugural function held in the Classic Grande Imphal, the Chief Minister said, since the team is doing so much for the state children conducting the operation free of cost, we should also reciprocate and do something for them. He further lauded the team's sense of humanity, service, dedication and conviction. Enhancement accorded a warm welcome to the team from the USA and said they have come down all the way to the tiny state of Manipur in service to humanity. There is no religion greater than the service to humanity and the needy, he said, further acknowledging and lauding the team for their service. Enhancement also lauded Chairman and Chief Cardiologist, Sky Hospital Research Center Private Limited, Dr. L. Shyam Kishore Singh, for all his efforts and said he has done a lot for the people and the poor through the Chief Minister Hakselgi Tengbang scheme and the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana (PMJAY). The Chief Minister also highlighted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts in the health sector and spoke of the schemes like PMJAY and the CMHT. And Enhancement also lauded that being a doctor is not a profession where one cannot say sorry. Doctors are next to God, he said, adding that their treatment saved lives while even a small error on their part costs a lot of lives. Urging everyone to imbibe the mindset of helping the needy and the poor, the Chief Minister highlighted that all of his government schemes have mainly focused on providing service to the poor, old and the weaker sections of the society. Health Minister Dr. Sabam Ranjan Singh said, it is a great day for the state that a 14-day free heart children's surgery camp is being held in the state. He further thanked the team from the USA and said that the state government has been trying to detect prenatal cardiac problems in the state. We are glad that such a big team from the USA is in the state to provide their service on the state, he added. The inaugural function was also attended by Senior Pediatric Surgeon William Novick, Global Cardiac Alliance (NCA) USA, Dr. Vitali and his team, Additional Chief Secretary Bulun Mang, Dr. L. Shyam Kishore Singh, among others.
Free service people is moigi thinking moigi wakal mo chak yan wang rage mo moina hana development do not moigi sense of humanity, sense of service, dedication and conviction do nida sikum base koi show ni array like awana ta bone am sigi free the matin mangba lai da sing yo kana bona ba atona ta ba sing sampati no bona base mo se ai di head Manipur mani Ek sarkar koi sarkar ek BJP lagu gani disabled singi soinara singi scheme sothar singi tengba lain bangam jadar singi health card alwar singi always hankat pa widow singi adom de ayam roina focus pi.
In his commitment towards making the international border crime-free, vigilant troops of the 110 Battalion BSF Meghalaya rescued 22 cattle from bordering area of the East Khasi Hills, which were meant to be smuggled to Bangladesh through the international border. In the night intervening 18th and 19th April 2023, the cattle were being brought towards the international boundary covertly along the banks of the river Shela. Acting on the specific tip of, BSF led a special ambush and seized all the cattle, although miscreant smugglers fled away from the spot. The seized cattle were handed over to the concerned police outpost for further disposal. On the same day, troops of the 193 Battalion BSF Meghalaya foiled smuggling attempt by seizing 3,380 numbers of the spectacles worth ₹16 lakh while being smuggled to Bangladesh. The Border Security Force has identified vulnerable routes patches used frequently by the smugglers, miscreants, and are dominating the sensitive areas by deploying additional manpowers and gadgets. Now let's have a short commercial break before giving you further news.
Welcome you all to UNACO School Channel Imphal East, an exclusive co-educational residential school located on a sprawling 50 acres campus just 24 kilometers away from Imphal city. The school will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. Academic session will begin on 1st April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Registration come admission open for 2023 and 24 session.
Manipur da ahanbo oina steel machu sangnaba brand Herilis Homes ki Farve steel ki pen launching tawjare. Steel railing, sanitary items, steel furniture, makal makha ki pochai singda steel ki magun mangandana sangba yaraba gold, rose gold, copper finish, green, purple asina singba phungdigani. Retail tawbininga leiragasu contact tawbirako yagani. Herilis Homes ki Farve steel spray pen Tasi interiors da phungdigani.
Office of the Imphal Municipal Corporation. Order asigi matungina Imphal Municipal Corporation manungda leiriba ima kaithel sing haibadi Khwairambal ima kaithel Mari Lamnong kaithel Kongba kaithel Singjamai kaithel Pisum kaithel Kaisamtung kaithel Kwa kaithel Tera kaithel Lampen Supermarket kaithel New Lampen Supermarket kaithel haiba kaithel sing asigi Association Loop Amadi Kaithel Phamiribi Imai Bilasing Mafamda, Gariguma Karadang Kangan Jari Madudi, Imphal Municipal Corporation Gi Ayaba Yauduna, Kaithel Manumda, Kaithel Lairembigi Sanglen, Sajanba Amadi, Dharmaga Mailinaba, Makalamatageba, Tabak Thorum Sing, Pangtok Payaroi, Kaithel Phamiribi Imai Bilasingna, Isagi Kudong Chab Kaki Yanglaga, Makalamatagi Oibamongda, Semdokpa, Sadokpa, Yaksinba, Sanjanba Amadi, Napsin Minasingba, Tobayaroi. Karigumba haiba mathakta paleba thabak thorom sing asi torom labadi Manipur Municipalities Act 1994 gi makhada action lokhatkani khangal liba K Chandrakumar Singh Municipal Commissioner Imphal Municipal Corporation.
Welcome back after a short commercial break. Now the news once again. 5 inmates of the Myanmar origin, including one murderer, escaped from the Lunglei district prison, prompting a manhunt. According to the police report, the 2 inmates escaped at around 2 a.m. this morning by breaking the wall of the prison toilet. According to the jail superintendent, the inmates are still in the ward until 1:30 a.m. When the duties are on the ward round, there are 40 inmates in the ward while they are escaping from the district jail. The inmates were identified as Lalzawi Mawia, 24 years old, from Tahan, Myanmar, who has a murder case for killing a lady in 2021. Lalba Wi Halia, a lady of the 27 years old, Dokap Thanga, both from the Zokhautar, Haudiu Sin, and the 25 years old Talungam Champhai, and the Venier Thanga, 38 years old, from Laisen, Myanmar. The police department is setting up a special team to hunt down the escaped inmate. At least 78 people have been killed in a crush at a school in the Yemeni capital Sanaa during a distribution of the charity for Ramadan yesterday around 8:30 p.m. The event happened during the final days of the Muslim holy month of the Ramadan, which is marked by a period of fasting. According to the Interior Ministry, armed Houthis had fired into the air in an attempt at the crowd control, apparently hitting an electrical wire which exploded and causing panic among those waiting. Those responsible for the distribution have been detained and an investigation is underway. The Interior Ministry said Yemen has been devastated by the conflict that escalated in 2015 when the Houthis seized control of the large part of the west of the country. K-pop star Moonbin has died at the age of 25, his record level has announced, according to the report published by the BBC. He was found unresponsive by his manager at his apartment in Seoul on Wednesday night, South Korean media quoted police as saying. He appears to have taken his own life, but an autopsy is being reviewed to determine the exact cause of death, police said. Moonbin unexpectedly left our world and became a star in the sky, a tribute from his label, Fantiago said. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. Now the headlines once again. Early morning storm wreaks havoc in Manipur, several houses damaged. As the demand for Meitei gets filled, Manipur High Court directs the government to submit recommendations to center. CM Biren inaugurates 2-week-long free children heart surgery camp. Stampede kills 78 people in Yemen's capital Sanaa during distribution of the charity for Ramadan. And a K-pop star Moonbin dies at the age of 25 in a suspected suicide. Well, that's all for 12:30 p.m. ELITETV English News and Updates. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more updates.